Hello and welcome to NewsFeed on Trust TV. My name is Dorcas Yakubu Zala, bringing you trending stories that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today, and also their opinions on such issues. And the greatest loser, Fubara regrets PDP's non-participation in Rivers local government poll. Lagos to ban single-use plastics sachet water from January 2025. Emefiele admitted politics influenced Naira redesign, says ex-CBN acting governor. Doctor pleads guilty in Matthew Perry overdose death. Now, top of what's trending, the Rivers governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has regretted that his party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, will not be taking part in the October 5th local government election in the state. Governor Fubara stated this on Thursday during a meeting with some stakeholders of the party at the Rivers State Government House in Port Harcourt. He said the election has to be held on Saturday to comply with the 3 months of grace given by the federal government to begin the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy. Now, someone said, Governor Fubara is a very smart and silent achiever. He knows how to handle his enemies, and no one can stop him from conducting the chairmanship election. Our prayers are with Fubara. May God grant him the strength to overcome his rivals. No SIM, no network. Another said, I laugh seeing people say he's smart. His plan B is Wike's plan A. We shall all see it come Saturday. Udoma said, you are causing problems to the incoming chairman. At the Court of Appeal, that election will be thrown away. Using State High Court to legitimize it is unhelpful in the long run. Now, next on what's trending, a former acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Folashodun Shonubi, said he learned that intrigues and politics were involved in the Naira redesign exercise in 2022. Shonubi, the deputy governor operations before his appointment as acting CBN governor, said the former governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele, told him and others that there were intrigues and politics in the whole exercise. Shonubi, now retired and the prosecution's third witness, made this claim in reaction to a question from Emefiele's lawyer, Olalekan Ojo, at the resumed hearing in the trial of the ex-governor of the CBN. Emefiele is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) before the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory on 4 counts bordering on disobedience to the direction of law and illegal act causing injury to the public about the Naira redesign exercise. Now responding, one Alabi said, don't you think about those lives that were lost when you were deciding? Another person said, they should just stop printing the new designs, please. Old designs are beautiful. Another person opined, you this man, I leave you to God to judge you. You made millions of Nigerians suffer. God go forgive you. Now, next on what's trending, Justice Silvanus Origi of the Federal Capital Territory High Court has granted former governor of Taraba State, Darius Ishaku, bail to the tune of 150 million naira and 2 shorties in like sum. The former governor was arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on a 27 billion naira alleged fraud before Justice Origi. Justice Origi barred the former governor and his co-defendants, Bello Hero, from traveling out of the country except with permission of the court. The EFCC, through its counsel, Rotimi Jacobs, did not oppose the bail request of the former governor. Jacobs stated that the anti-graft agency had granted the ex-governor administrative bail and he did not jump the bail. Justice Origi subsequently fixed November 4th, 5th and 13th for the commencement of trial. Ishaku was governor of Taraba State in Nigeria's northeast zone from May 2015 to May 2023. He was elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Now, someone said, imagine, why wouldn't they steal? We may probably not hear anything about the case again. Nigeria judiciary. One Gerald said, how many past governors in Nigeria have been prosecuted by the EFCC? How many convictions have been obtained? It's almost like a badge of honor in Nigeria for a past governor to be charged to court by the EFCC. Another person wrote, we are not ready in this country. Someone is alleged to have looted 27 billion naira, and instead of you to grant him bail on the same amount, you granted him just 150 million naira. Meanwhile, I blame those protesting by not demanding for realistic things that will change our society, like those bail conditions given to looters. like removal of immunity from state governors, fixing our refineries, invest in technical schools with latest technology, etc. But they would rather demand unrealistic things like president must go, revolution now. We need to get serious. God bless Nigeria. A high court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on Thursday summoned the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, for arraignment on October 24th. Bello is to be arraigned alongside Umar Oricha and Abdulsalami Hudu following 16 fresh charges brought against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Bello had previously been declared wanted after Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja issued an arrest warrant on him on April 17th. Bello continuously failed to appear before Justice Nwite's court, where he was to answer 19 counts bordering on money laundering and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. Now, a netizen said, the summons for Yahaya Bello and his co-defendants to face serious charges in court is a significant development in Nigeria's fight against corruption. The fact that he had previously been declared wanted indicates the seriousness of the allegations and the challenges in holding public officials accountable. With fresh charges related to money laundering and misappropriation of a substantial amount of funds, it's crucial for the judicial process to proceed without interference. This case could set a precedent for how corruption cases are handled in Nigeria, emphasizing the importance of transparency and accountability among public officials. The public will be watching closely to see how this situation unfolds, hoping for justice and a commitment to tackling corruption in governance. Another said, it's only in Nigeria that the rich politicians are summoned for bribery and corruption, while the poor are busted in the middle of the night for doing something half what the politicians did. Another person wrote, even Donald Trump showed up in court several times to answer his charges, a former president of the biggest economy of the world. But here in Nigeria, a former governor of Kogi State cannot obey the law. Next on what's trending, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has pledged 272,500 barrels per day of crude oil through a series of crude for loan deals totaling $8.86 billion. By pledging 272,500 barrels daily, it means that about 8.17 million barrels of crude will be used for different loan deals by the national oil firm on a monthly basis. This is according to an analysis of a report by the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative and the NNPC's financial statements. Now let's take a quick break. We'll be back in no time. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's NewsFeed. The Lagos State government has announced its plans to ban the circulation of single-use plastics and sachet water starting January 2025. The State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, confirmed the upcoming ban during a stakeholders workshop on implementing the ban on styrofoam and single-use plastics SUPs for packaging on Thursday, October 3rd. Wahab said the move is part of the government's strategy to introduce policy guidelines for managing plastic waste, which the goal is to create a healthier and more sustainable environment. However, stakeholders have urged the government to consider a phased implementation rather than an outright ban. They believe this will ensure better compliance and ease the burden during current economic challenges. Now responding, Chioma said, pure water care, how lucky people want bath. Another said, provide portable pipe-borne water before you do that, please. At least if we can't buy bottled water, we can drink boiled tap water from home. Another wrote, we caused this. Nigerians throw sachets and other plastics indiscriminately. If you know the consequences of what some of us do, we would understand some of these decisions. Now next on what's trending, human rights lawyer Femi Falana's son has denied having anything to do with popular crossdresser Idris Okuneye, known as Bobrisky, and his alleged bribing of prison officials to serve his prison sentence outside the correctional facility. In a viral video by a blogger, Martins Ose, known as Very Dark Man, some unnamed EFCC officers were alleged to have collected the sum of 15 million naira from Bobrisky to drop money laundering charges against him. Very Dark Man also alleged that Falana sought a presidential pardon for Bobrisky in exchange for 10 million naira. But speaking to newsmen on Thursday, Falana denied ever meeting Bobrisky or speaking to him. In his words, Bobrisky never spoke to me. I have never met him. I do not know him from Adam. He was alleged to have spoken to my son Folarin Falz, Falana said. He further narrated, yes, my son said this guy was appealing to people for assistance and called my son, I think on May 4th this year. Please, can you give me 3 million naira to be placed in a special part of the prison? We call it the VIP section. My son asked him, are you calling me under the authorization of the superintendent of prisons? He said no. Please don't call me again. I am unable to assist you to bribe the prison authorities, and be very careful since you are already in prison for an offense. Please, if you are going to call me next time, you either do through the superintendent or you write a letter endorsed by the prison authorities, and that was the last he said. Now responding, someone said, he is supposed to sue Bobrisky, not VDM, because Bob said it all. Another said, you people are too slow to think. Bobrisky never said he spoke with Falana. Bobrisky said in his own words that he spoke with Falz, and Falz said he is going to speak with his dad so they could get him presidential pardon and it will cost him 10 million naira. One Otumba wrote, this man might be saying the truth. Bobrisky they lie. He fit use that man name chase clouds, make people feel say himself sabi big people. And now on the foreign scene, a doctor charged in connection with the drug-related death of actor Matthew Perry has pleaded guilty in the case. Dr. Mark Chavez changed his plea to guilty in a Los Angeles court to a charge of conspiring to distribute the surgical anesthetic ketamine. Chavez, 54, operated a clinic and sold ketamine to Dr. Salvador Plasencia, who supplied them to Perry, the star of NBC sitcom Friends. The 54-year-old actor was found dead in his backyard jacuzzi in Southern California in October 2023. The plea allows Chavez to plead guilty to a lesser charge for his cooperation in the investigation, though he could still face up to 10 years in prison. Now responding, Allison said, good. They exploited someone in a vulnerable situation for their own gain, and they should face the consequences of that. Another said, I used to hold doctors in the highest regard until Michael Jackson and now Matthew Perry. I realized someone with the power to save a life could as easily take it, much less having sworn into the Hippocratic oath. How much more responsible should a doctor be, let alone with someone that had been fighting addiction? Poor Mr. Perry. Another opined, no one forced drugs down his throat his whole life. Asking for drugs and getting them is a choice. Addiction, yes, but don't start. It's never a good thing, whether it's the first or last time. Not defending the doc, but the issue is America's pharmaceutical model. It isn't regulated or controlled and is one of the biggest killers of people in the US. And that's a wrap on the program today. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. Until next time, goodbye.